Hello and welcome to today's class. For this special lesson, we'll be introducing how to navigate this part of our course. It can be intimidating, but that's exactly why we're here, to help you. So, don't be too worried and just enjoy the lesson. And also, don't forget to have fun. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to learn the important concepts that we would like you to understand before diving into the lessons in Module 3 about how to negotiate around the world. The world is a vast space. There are so many regions and so many countries that you can't count them all with just your fingers. There are simply too many. And in those countries, there's a lot of stories to tell. Stories about negotiations and their culture, for instance. However, with the limited time and resources, it's impossible to discuss them one by one in this course. But worry not. Here we'll be discussing 6 regions from the world, ranging from Asia to Northern and Southern America, going forward to Europe and of course Africa. In this module, we will discuss all 6 parts of the world in 2 lessons per region. First, we will explain each 6 parts of the world one by one, giving you an overview of their culture, including their business culture, their different cultural patterns, their negotiation styles, and how each part of the world views relationships during negotiations. In the second part, we will give you the do's and don'ts for 3 specific countries coming from each part of the world. The tips, as well as the do's and don'ts for each country, will be easy to understand. But for now, let me explain to you how we will guide you through the more general lessons about part of the world in this module. Take, for example, lesson 3.2, where we will guide you through culture and negotiations in Europe. Our main goal here is that by the end of the lesson, you, as a procurement professional, know how to do business and how to negotiate with companies and people from Europe. This is how we will reach that goal. Let me explain that to you. First, we'll explain to you the culture of the people in each region. This is an important matter to learn because before you delve into the culture of their negotiations, you have to know their general culture. You need to know things such as their customs. What are they like? How do they behave? What are their traditions? Some traditions and specific behaviors from their culture eventually get adapted into their negotiation styles in some cases, much like you and I. And so, it's important to understand this first before anything else. Of course, it would be also nice if you developed more appreciation for the different, diverse and beautiful cultures you'll be learning about in this course. After explaining their culture, we'll be taking you directly into their culture of doing business. This includes their general styles in business that are influenced by their culture. Here, you'll learn how the cultures of each region reflect in their business cultures in certain ways. You will learn the answers to questions such as what certain behaviors from their culture are embedded into their way of doing business. What about principles and other ideologies that they derive from their culture into their business ways? Now, if you remember the previous lessons, you've learned about how cultures from across the world vary through 4 aspects. These are values, way of thinking, manners and customs, negotiation styles. For each region, we'll be discussing these 4 things in detail. Sounds pretty exciting, right? You also learn more about how each region generally views relationships during negotiations. Is it important, moderate, very important, or critically important? You also learn how each of these regions likes to build relationships with their business counterparts. This is also a very important aspect to learn. If you want to negotiate with a company coming from a different cultural background, you'd want to know how they view relationships so that you could plan your negotiation strategy around that. For instance, if they see relationships as critically important, You will structure your negotiation strategy in a way that processes will be slow and gradual, since you have to develop a good relationship with your counterpart first. Lastly, in this module, we'll also be sharing with you how to overcome certain barriers in these parts of the world. What tactics or strategies should you employ? What kind of barriers do you have to face? You get to learn about all of those different tactics and strategies that fit according to each part of the region. As an extra tool to help you, we'll be choosing 3 specific countries, each country renowned for its standing and popularity in the business world, with guidelines on what to do and what not to do when negotiating with them. So, to summarize what I just told you, this will be the general outline of the following lessons. First, the culture of people in the region. Second, their culture in terms of doing business. Third, their values, ways of thinking, manners, customs, as well as their typical negotiation styles. Fourth, how they view and build relationships. Fifth, is how you can overcome the potential barriers in the chosen region. And sixth, the chosen 3 large countries from each region with tips and tricks on what to do during negotiations. And there you have it. Please enjoy the next lessons to come and see you there.